Poudre School District High School Football, live on Stream It Sports, Northern Colorado. This broadcast is brought to you by Schrader Oil, fuel your day, by Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins, everything cars made easy, and by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good. And now for the play-by-play, here's David Haase and Randy McCoy.
Welcome to Poudre School District Athletics. Today, live from French Field in beautiful Fort Collins, Colorado, live on Stream It Sports. It is homecoming day for the Poudre Impalas. They're hosting the Legend Titans. I'm David Haase along with Randy McCoy and Abby Block, our camera operator today. Great day for a game. A little windy, Randy, but conference tilt nonetheless. Both teams need a win.
75 miles apart, and they're in the same conference. So we get to see Legend for the first time up here at French Field, or that I can remember. It's going to be a lot windier second half than it is the first half. So if they're going to get some passing in, they're probably going to need to do it this first half, because we're supposed to have gusts of up to 45 miles an hour in the second half, and it's getting there right now.
Yeah, the tape on the uprights is moving pretty good. The flag in the north end zone standing straight out, and we are looking at the captains, everybody out in the midfield, and you look down at the south or the north end zone there with Poudre starting to accumulate, waiting for their entry onto the field. Crowd still gathering. Pretty good bunch over here. The pancake breakfast is emptying out. Nobody invited me to that.
Well, some fine people from Poudre came through here with breakfast burritos, and I'm watching my weight, and so's my wife. So
better man than me there. I'm
yeah,
quite fortunate I missed it.
So I ate my apple and said no thank you. Poudre knows how they know how to do a pre-game,
yeah,
don't
they do it better than anybody in town. You see the coin flip finished up there, and Poudre's going to get the ball to start. Legend will be kicking out of that north end zone with the wind directly behind them. So as you said, that will inhibit the passing game today. McFadden's got a strong arm, but it's one of those games where you're going to have to find a way to get in and out.
And after Poudre comes out, there's your Poudre Impalas. We want to talk about number 9, who's not playing for Legend, one of the better players in the state, that we're not going to get a chance to see today. Yeah,
Tate Wilderman, Nebraska commit, one of the top recruits in Colorado, sprained knee, unable to play. You want every player to have a chance to compete, and you hope he's well soon, but that is a big break for Poudre nonetheless.
So had a couple of games the last 2 nights, very interesting games, and this is our trifecta. Quad. We had 4 games.
Yeah.
You were over in Windsor in that nice heated press box last night.
Yeah.
You and Abby over here.
Al fresca, weren't we, Abby? Yeah.
Made the trip from Windsor over to.
Well, I tell you, we saw a great game. I look for a competitive game today here too. That game last night, 2 teams that played hard, well coached, and Coach Thielen and Coach McVicker here today. I think they'd both like the same effort coming from their kids. Collins will send Zach Leal back. If you've been around Poudre School District Sports for a few years, you know the Leal brothers are important parts of this football team, and Zach is one of those game changers every time he catches the ball or touches it. And we'll apologize in advance for all you from Legend that are tuning in or watching this on replay. We don't have your roster. Usually they're turned in and given to us by the school districts, and we've got the Poudre roster, so there's no slight intended. We'll take as many as we can. We can pull off a max preps, but it's really tough for other than the stats kids. And no surprise, there goes the football off the tee.
The one thing is we can see the numbers today in this. Good numbers from Legend. We appreciate that. Legend coming in 3-3. Poudre coming in at 4-2. So we play 4 12-minute quarters in Colorado football. This is 5A conference game. Here's my partner, Mr. David Haase.
So after the second attempt to place the ball on the tee and it blows off again, official says that's it. You are going to be now taking it with a holder. We're ready here to start at French Field. Driving kick into the end zone. No chance for Leal to bring it out. He goes back and catches it just for the sheer practice. So Poudre will start 1st and 10. And we expect, Randy, a healthy dose of J.T. Erickson, coming off a 4-touchdown game last weekend. 17 touchdowns on the year and 7 yards per carry average. So he's having a great year. And the rally they came back last week just fell short. So I think they'd like to get out on top early today. Well,
with this wind, you're going to need to have a running game to be able to go. So like I said, especially in the second half, but it's howling out there pretty good right now.
Yep. 4-down lineman for Legend to start the game on defense. Give to Erickson off the right side. Nowhere to go. He's hauled down, maybe a yard gain.
And he's no surprise to this conference and really to this state at this point, so they're going to be keying on him.
Yeah, you've got the focal point of your defense is to try to limit what J.T. Erickson can do on the field, and you've got to get to him early. He's one of those players, you get ahead of steam up, you don't want him in your secondary with the ball running loose. So 2nd and 9. Still in the pistol formation, fullback offset of McFadden, motion coming across to the near side. And somebody moved.
We won't be able to have quite as much crowd noise as we normally do because the wind is just, like I said, howling on that microphone, so we don't want to bother you with that noise.
That'd be blustery, yep.
So we'll try to EQ it out the best we can and get it up as best we can.
See the got an Impala sighting down there for homecoming on the sideline.
Yes, and we got the band here making their Saturday morning. I don't know how many of those rolled straight out of bed, but they
High
do not have.
Teenagers, yeah.
And a few of them underdressed, I think, will be sorry for their dress attire that they picked earlier today by the time this game is over.
McFadden back to throw on 2nd down. Got a big alley on the outside. Still looks downfield. Going to fire that ball. If it was intercepted, no, it's dropped.
And I'll tell you what, McFadden's got to go ahead and run that. We've seen that over and over this weekend of quarterbacks getting out there and still wanting to throw the ball and throwing interceptions. Fortunate there that didn't.
Yeah, and the only reason it wasn't intercepted, the wind knocked that down, something fierce.
Yeah.
That was tough to run, and he does wear that big knee brace. That does inhibit him turning those hips to get that right arm back. And
I think
he's got a strong arm.
Got a first down on that if he'd have kept on going.
Yeah, if he'd have committed right away to the run, he would at least knocked it in half and made 3rd and manageable. Now it's still 3rd and 15. And they have an ineligible man downfield. That's when we declined by the Titans.
That's another thing you get when you wait so long to throw the ball, don't you?
Yep. Tough for those linemen to think that you're going to hang back there.
Want to welcome our fans that may be watching, our Legend fans who weren't able to make the 75-mile track from Parker. But
that's a Saturday morning drive.
Yeah, good to have you. And I-25 is bad even on Saturdays.
Toss right over the middle.
First down.
What a throw, what a nice catch in the spot there. That time, just a little bit of a drag pattern. Little just over the edge there, but he did lay it right out in front of him, and that was just taken and turned right field, and Dylan McVicker just saw the sticks and lunged across, so a big 15-yard pickup and a tough break for Legend. They had him back in the hole, and the Impalas got out.
McVicker's had a good kind of second half of the season, becoming a target.
Erickson looking upfield, turned, still no room, maybe a yard and a half.
We talk a little bit about these running backs that are used to getting the ball 20, 25 times, and, they may get 10 carries and get 30 yards or 25 yards, and then all of a sudden, we saw that last night with Yancey, who just kept peppering the front, peppering the middle, and then all of a sudden just busted through for over a 70-yard run. So Erickson has that kind of abilities as well.
Exactly right. Big experienced line in front of him, too. We'll get those names out here in a little bit. Leal here near side. Give to Erickson right side. There's that ISO play you're talking about, Randy. Straight downhill running. And followed that lead blocker up the middle for about a 9-yard gain, enough to move the chains. Ball out now about the 42-yard line, just short.
And one of the things we've seen from Poudre, which is probably better than any team in town especially, is they do have a balanced attack. And you are able to pass if you can run, and if you can run, you can pass typically.
Yep, you gotta honor the run here. Gives McFadden a chance. Low snap, fires a shot to Leal inside. He steps away from one player. Started giving back ground, and then smartly said, I'll just take it straight north and go down.
Yeah, the only place he had space is if he'd have reversed and gone up the left side, but that's a pretty hard thing to do when you're running full speed.
Mm-hmm. Although of all the kids in town that can change direction on a dime.
He probably could have done it. But he doesn't have eyes in the back of his head. That's one thing.
Second and short now. Ball near midfield, right there on the Poudre School District logo, prominent on your screen. Erickson left side. Ball's on the ground.
And he gets his own.
Well, and you see Erickson just got hooked. And somebody got a hold of his arm there, and I think that was number 24, linebacker, comes across and hooked him, and the ball just popped out. And fortunate for the Impalas, he saw it right away.
Good defensive play by 24.
Yeah.
And, again, we don't have a roster, so we can't
help you out much. We're sorry about that, but we'll keep giving those kids credit. I think if you're a fan, you know your player. Still the 4-down lineman, so it's basically 7 in the box. Single safety over the top and man defense under. McFadden this time does take off to run, Randy. You saw it before. Just looking to get out of bounds. Smartly gained. Takes about 8-9 yards, and that's good enough.
Yeah, just short of the first down, but.
Run out of bounds by Chad Mooney. 2nd and 8.
Talk about those big guys up front blocking for Erickson. You don't average 7 yards a carry without some guys in front of you. You get Zach Stinnett, 77, Cole Young, 72, 64, Tyler Stillwagon. 57 Tyler Carroll, and Weston Mayer, number 54. There's several guys there that got Saturday playing futures if they want it.
A lot of movement
Left
there.
Tackle did move his feet. Erickson right side. Stiff arm pops on the outside. He's got room to run down the sideline. Yeah, that was a get off me stiff arm. Down inside the 20-yard line. What a great cut.
Number 21's going to be seeing double on that one.
Yep. One of those, that's where you can't reach. You got to run to the player, make that tackle. As just you said, all of a sudden 2 or 3 runs for a yard or so, and he's popped 2 now for over 10. And showed his ability to burst to the outside there, too. So 1st and 10, McFadden to throw, single coverage on the outside. Going again, trying to make the edge. He's got the corner. Picks up about 5, goes out of bounds near the 15-yard line.
McFadden's getting smarter each week, isn't he, by going out of bounds.
We got a holding call, though. Turn around, and Coach Thielen and staff on the other side. Yeah, that's an easy one to take. We'll either +5 or move him back 10 from the spot. That's a big penalty right there. Moves them back out to the 37-yard line, just outside it. They need to get to the 12 for a first down.
And that's a spot foul, so the hold happened
into the backfield
in
away.
The backfield, so that's different than if it happens down the field.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
As the PA announcer says, it went way back.
It went way back. It's a technical term. A little different defense now. Tampa 2. Erickson more room to run up the middle. That's what it does. They went to twin safeties, Randy, so that took an extra linebacker out there.
Number 1 took a ride there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and that just lets Erickson, gives him more room to run right up the middle. I don't think you'd be able to take many times at a 2 safety type of a setup against Poudre. Erickson, you got to have that one more man up in the box, which they go back to now. They got the 4-down lineman again. Actually, no safety over the top at all because of the spread set. Single back. Design run for McFadden. Cuts up field. Just a gain of a few.
McFadden realizing that, he's more valuable playing than he is as a cheerleader on the side.
Game,
so
exactly.
he's starting to learn to run out of bounds.
Well, they've had issues, too. They've got several quarterbacks. I mean, I know one younger quarterback broke an ankle. Another hurt a knee. I mean, it was an epidemic there for a week for Coach McVicker.
And there's a 5 for somebody. I'm not sure. I think it was offside.
Yep, a little encroachment.
Yep.
Well, certainly in 4-down territory, I don't know that you'd even want to try a field goal from here. Maybe you could, the way the wind's blowing. I mean, that's going to take – it's like in golf parlance, that's a couple more clubs you're going to have to hit into that wind to get it there, and that would be a pretty good poke today. So single back pistol again, receivers both sides. Now the meerkat formation, see it so much in high school. They'll get line of scrimmage, and then the coaches get a chance to look at the defense, turn around, change the play. Legend makes no adjustments. It's on their base 4 down front. McFadden look for the seam, takes it straight up the middle.
And that's a credit really to Legend's pass defense because he wanted to hit that quick and didn't have anywhere to go.
Yep, he's looking for a little seam route.
Didn't really have hardly anybody else out in.
No, the patterns for 4 receiver set, there wasn't anything else going on. He committed to the run really quickly. Despite the breeze today, it's not too bad temperature-wise. The wind chill is going to make it feel a little cooler.
Yeah.
But
by the end of the day, they're talking about a 33-degree wind chill. So.
Yeah. Be fresh.
Yeah, that's
Erickson
not yesterday.
Fobbing out there, center screen to Leal down the middle. Boy, I tell you what, he's very close to first down yardage. Depends on the spot. And McFadden just flowed that ball out over the middle, and Leal just ran to it.
And they're going to get it, I believe. It's at the 11.
Very close over there.
Right on it.
And we're going to have the officials timeout. So you're still, I think, batting 1,000 for the year.
No. I had a bad string when you weren't here, and I did blame it on you, though.
I'm sure. That's okay. Yeah, that spot is very close.
That might be they got it by an inch. Had one last night that missed by an inch. And had one that missed by a length of a football, but that looks like they're.
Well, you had one of the better calls of the year last night, and the ban penalty put on Rocky Mountain. That's a great shot by Camera there.
And they missed it by an inch.
Yeah, nice shot there, Abby. So turnover on downs for Legend.
And that's again the spots on something like that are. A judgment call on where they think that ball is.
Yep.
But that could have been up an inch, and it would have been a first down. So either way, Legend takes over.
So the first time on the field for the Legend offense. And we will tell you, looking into the sun today is one thing, but looking into the scoreboard is another. And
I'm not sure we have any idea how much time is left in the first quarter.
I'm going to go with 5 and change there, it looks like. That was a nice long drive by Poudre. It didn't result in points, but they held the ball for quite a while. First play pass out the outside. Picking his way through traffic out there, and that's a nice little start there for the Titans.
5-yard out pattern, and
Butte,
you know how much I love those.
Yeah. Butte is the senior starter, having a pretty good year, hitting 53% of his passes, 884 yards, 10 TDs. Has thrown 5 picks, so Poudre's got to be opportunistic there. Trips to the top of your screen there, and then a tight end near side. So it's a heavy into the boundary. Run that way, too. Sliding the outside. He's got the edge going up the outside, up near the 30-yard line. Nice carry by Mice with the carry. Leading rusher on the year for the Titans, too. 98 carries, 653 yards, averaging almost 7 yards a carry. So very much like J.T. Erickson, gets the ball and has a lot of success. He's got 9 touchdowns himself. So that was enough for a first down.
The Poudre Bandit, like I said, made it out for the Saturday morning contest.
Long run, Mice on the take the delayed carry. Yeah, that's going to come back. We all kind of saw the holding out there. He powers through for about a 7-8 yard gain.
And long developing play.
Yeah, it really was. It was almost looked like he was trying to turn up the middle and goes.
He was never really able to cut back.
Nope. Showed some pretty good burst, though, being able to get himself out to the outside. Talk about some of those defenders now that playing on the Poudre team. You've got to credit these guys as season goes on. You got the guys making plays. They've got 4 of them averaging 6 tackles or better a game. Alonzo Leo from the defensive spot. Finch, number 20. Salinas, number 34. And Mayer, number 54. All averaging 6 tackles or better. And those are your stalwarts, and they need to produce today, obviously. And so far, that's one thing about taking that wind away from the opponent. When you can keep the ball on the ground and move it for as long as they did. Legend doesn't have the wind in the second quarter. So that's some teams will almost call their games depending on the wind like that. So Butte back to the shotgun. He's got the out, fires it out here. Completed, gained about 8, close to the original line of scrimmage.
Legend coming off a loss to Valor, 44-7 last week, so they're wanting to get back in the winning ways, aren't they?
Well, Valor's such an aberration in talent and preparation and all the other things they do so well there. It's kind of they skew.
Yeah, you can't really judge your program against them typically.
Yep. Catch that time by Heyer, the senior. Flipped it out higher again, left side, got the edge, going outside. Nice block
Great
down
block.
the end. Tell you what, they blocked him at number 6 there, Oliver, the junior. That was a great job downfield because you're out there, you're naked. There's nowhere to hide.
And also 19, the split out.
Yeah, Muma?
Yeah, that was a good.
Well-executed play, brings up 3rd and short after the holding on first down. That's a manageable 3rd down play now.
They look very comfortable in that pass game, don't they? Quarterback stands up there tall.
Yeah.
And
well, guys got to the running back in the backfield. He never really got it going. So Misa, the junior, rolls a little bit to his left, but still well short of the first down by maybe 2 yards. And it doesn't look like Coach Thielen's sending out anybody that wants to punt, which is kind of surprising. You get that much wind. Okay, here we go. You got the wind behind you. You could pin the team back.
If you can control it, a lot of times you once that leaves your foot, you may or may not be able to control that ball.
And we've seen some great punters obviously up here in northern Colorado, and get a chance to put the Impalas back in a hole there. Leal drops back. He's at his 25, but if it gets in the air, if this punt goes up high enough, it'll sail today for sure. Dropped on the snap. Punter's got to run around. I'll tell you what, that's a great play just to get that ball off. Spinning around, actually take a nice big bounce for it. Oh, wow. Just like they drew it up.
Yeah.
Bad snap, bobbled it.
Nobody will ever know the difference.
Sidestepped the rushing player, and that's the hardest thing to do there for that player rushing to the ball. He had to break down and try to make tackle up to try and run full speed, and the punter just literally sidestepped and then took a step, popped it out there, and what a roll he got.
Great athletic play by the punter
really was.
there.
Oh, yeah.
Nice crowd over there, Legend. Probably 100 folks coming up the I-25 to. Sure, they took 470 around to avoid Denver, but still, I-25 from Westminster on is still a commitment.
Yes, it is.
You want to go up the.
So Poudre back on offense now for the second time. No score still in the first quarter here at French Field. Thanks for tuning in to Stream and Sports. Pistol formation, fullback offset. Worked well for them in the first quarter drive they had, Randy, with that offset fullback.
What a cut.
Yeah, Erickson getting a little bit more room to run now. This is when you can only play with the kids that can make it to the game. Injuries are a tough thing to have, but Wildman not being able to be out there, the big defensive end for Legend, it makes that advantage a little bit bigger for the Impalas in the rush. Play change coming. Back judge is already starting to do his count, though. Poudre's going to have to get in a hurry to snap this one. Long ball is going to be short. Into the wind. Easy interception.
Yeah, that wasn't even.
No, and it was a flip throw. And McFadden they're just not ready to throw that ball into that wind. That ball just never had a chance in the air. It just got knocked down. Now Legend's going to have the ball. Oh, gosh, on the 32-yard line?
And typically that is how McFadden throws. I mean, he kind of flips it like that, but you can't do that in this wind.
You really got to step into it like you're throwing the ball a good 10 yards further. And not like high school quarterbacks just don't have that many repetitions out there throwing into that type of wind. I mean, who does? I mean, unless you're playing in Wyoming all year long.
Yeah.
That's a pretty uncharacteristic breeze. I shouldn't even call it breeze.
No, that's not a breeze out there.
Yeah, the tape's still moving pretty good on uprights at both ends. So big break here early for Legend. 1st and 10, Poudre side of the field. Trips to the top of the screen. Oliver here next to us on the near side going in motion. Oliver has had carries. Long and lanky athlete. Look at him make the edge and just strides his way past everybody. Good for 14
runner,
yards.
Boy, I'll tell you what. There's some athletes just got that look, and graceful athlete, isn't he?
Yeah, he was hit that stride and he took off. He was moving. So 1st and 10 now, ball just across the 20-yard line. Trying to draw the Impalas offside. Play change coming. Trips here to the near side of the field. Ball in the left hash, so that's the wide side. Bubble screen out here. Nice catch in the open field. And there we go. Yeah,
I think
everybody wanted to throw a flag on that one. That was a tackle.
That was a little bit of a takedown.
Yes, it was. In about another month and a half, that'd be 2 points for that on a wrestling mat. Tackle by Mayer there, as we mentioned earlier, one of the leading tackles leading tacklers for the Impalas, but they're going to take the penalty because that foul out there on the perimeter will move them back. Way back outside the 30-yard line.
First and 20 for the Titans.
Pistol formation now. Trips aside. Mice on the carry. Just working it back towards the grain there and cut up inside. Nice look for the run there. Gain about 6.
Very similar looking runner to Erickson.
Yeah, I'm just going to say the same thing. He planted that foot in the ground and turned it right upfield where he saw the crease. And nice carry. Brings up 2nd and 16, though. That won't do it 2 more times. Pretty deliberate on offense, both teams are today.
Yeah, they're
taking their time.
Kind of sucked the crowd right out of it.
It really is. Butte rolls his right. He's got a man open out here in the flat, hits him, turns upfield, gets away from one tackle, goes out inside the 5-yard line. Nice run and catch too. He hits it to Boyd, who spun around the tackle of McVicker there, and you just got to break down in the open field. Any way you get him down, you just don't want him to go by you. So that was yards after the catch of about 15 there. 1st and goal now for the Titans, going a little bit more heavy formation now. And Coach Thielen looked like he's a little upset there. He's not getting the set he wanted, so he's called timeout on the field. So 1st and goal. We'll be right back. You're watching Stream It Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
And there's a picture of the flag, and that just shows you that thing is whipped around a couple times, and it is howling out there.
Legend over the ball now, snap to the left side. Mice takes it, fires his way down to the goal line, close. Stood up, though, by the Impalas. Kind of quick snapped us. They got out there in the field pretty quickly and went into the line. So just an ISO play left side. Stuffed nicely, though, by the Impalas. So 2nd and goal now. Ball just inside the 3-yard line. Same play again. This time a little better result, though. Nice job up front folding down the Impala line. And Mice takes it over the goal line. So first score of the game now with that win behind them. Passing game clicking.
I haven't seen did the official ever call it?
The umpire did. That was about it. Yeah.
All right. I was going to say, I was looking for somebody to. We all saw it.
Yeah. Kaler up to kick now. Good snap, good hold. and driven deep in the end zone. So 7-0 now. Legend out on top, Randy. That wind advantage definitely played there in that last two possessions there. The ball from McFadden was knocked down by the breeze, and then the two passes thrown down there. That is, you were exactly right. It's having an effect on the game.
Yeah, and, big picture here, Poudre's trying to really avoid kind of the fate they've had the last few years where they come out, win 4 or 5 games right off the top, and then they have trouble finishing strong. So they're really needing this win. It's not a reflection on how hard they're playing or anything that.
Yeah.
But, you got to – it's a long season, and the first 5 games a season it does not make.
Yeah.
And so they're really having to focus. They've got everything they need to win a couple of more games. And this is certainly a game that I think if you went into this week looking at that, you felt pretty good about your chances of being able to win this game. As is Legend. Legend looks at the records too and says, you know what, we think we can probably go up there and steal a win on the road.
Yep. Well, in conference, both are 0-1, 3-3. Legend 4-2 for the Impalas. So similar. Kick again. Leal takes it in the end zone. No chance there. Just a easy drive kick into the end zone for the touchback. So Poudre again comes back out, and I think we'll try to see how that offense. Erickson did have room to run that last drive. More of a dose of him and the scrambling McFadden rather than trying to throw into this wind. Poudre breaks from the sideline now, jogging out there to first play. 43 seconds left here in the first quarter. So they could actually snap it once and then turn around and have the ball coming back the other way, the wind at their back, and take advantage of that. Give to Erickson off the right side. Picks his way through, breaks the outside upfield. Nice tackle out there by Oliver in the open field, taking down Erickson, not after a gain of about 8.
About 25 seconds left now, and again, with the sun is glaring off the scoreboard, and it's just about impossible to see those numbers. I went next door to our fine crew.
Bailing us out. Second and short now for the Impalas.
We'd have no career if it wasn't for people bailing us out.
That's right.
As if we have a career.
And they did. They just wisely let that go to the end of the quarter. So after one quarter here at French Field, the homecoming Impalas trail Legend by 7-0. We'll be right back. You're watching Streaming Sports.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
Great opening shot coming back here for the second quarter. The baton twirler, the band, and the cheerleaders all performing. And that young lady's pretty darn good at that. Hand-eye coordination used a whole lot of ways here at French Field today, that's for sure. And a talented one at that.
Not every school's got a young person like her, so I wanted to give her some press time, and you got them Impala sighting down there too. But I bet you today it was not a bad day to have that
suit on. Erickson passes over the left side, goes out the edge, still get blocking downfield. McVicker, nice job of staying on his man near the 40-yard line. So the two carries by Erickson results about 20 yards. Good downhill running. And I tell you what I didn't see there was a lot of pursuit out of the Legend defense.
Yeah.
That was, you've got to come up there. And Legends, if they're playing much press coverage like that, there's no really high safety over the top. Now they go back into it. But you have a harder time pursuing there. Back to the double safeties. But that's just straight bull running. Well, I like Poudre in this set, Randy, where they got single back, they got split receivers both ways. That forces that extra linebacker out. That safety has to go up back, who was playing, basically a 43 turns into a 42.
Well, that's what I saw. You've got 3 defenders out here for 2 receivers, So they're not over there on guarding the run.
Yeah, they're choosing not to be able to play, and you got 5 blocking 1. McFadden on the carry this time takes it forward, gain of a couple. Just about saw the linesman throw the flag. He pulled it out, and then he apparently decided not to.
A couple of big college games tonight on. CSU has their homecoming tonight, and
great weekend.
Nebraska Cornhuskers
host Ohio State. There's a lot of good games today. Crazy night last night already. Clemson getting beat by Syracuse, and Cal upsetting Washington State. So it's a great football weekend all across the country.
I did not see that Clemson score. So
yeah, well that shocked the whole ACC and the rankings for sure. So stay in that formation. Spreads out that defense. Erickson straight up the middle. Once again, you got 5 blocking 4. He got a first down. Yes, they're leaving single linebacker here. They've got to walk 1 off the top. So either if they're going to stick with that, they're going to have to either bring 1 safety back up into the box and let that run support be there, and you're going to make your corners all go man to man.
Yet with all that, Legend is leading 7-0. So they've not been able to punch the ball in.
McFadden that time on a little rollout. A little bit in front of his receiver, goes to the ground. McVicker, the intended receiver. So not the usual start we expected for McFadden today throwing the ball.
Well, yet to give Zach Leal a look deep. He had some success with that early in the year, but last couple of games we've seen, he has not.
Well, he's not. Zach Leal is a known quantity, that's for sure. Still a single back, trips the top of your screen. Design run again. McFadden just took off that time. There was no doubt that was the call. And nowhere to go.
I think they thought he might be able to bust that first line of defense and was not able to do it.
If he gets through there, there's just a ton of open space to run. But so far, nice job of tackling up front by Legend.
McFadden has come a long ways after his injury, but his footwork still looks like he's not all the way there as far as quickness.
Yep.
And folks, an ACL is the fact that he's even playing
pretty impressive
this year is pretty impressive. So that's not a knock on him.
Nope.
But the body will only do so much.
Yeah, it's got to take its time.
And he's out there for his arm, not his legs necessarily.
Yeah, they've got legs, that's for sure. So a little confusion on the offensive end that time. So we've got a timeout taken here on the field. 7-0.
You see below there the official lost his hat.
Yeah, there's a pretty good example of the breeze we've got. So you're watching Streaming Sports. We'll be right back.
This life, it isn't for everyone. It's not for the modest, the cautious, the faint of heart. It's for the dauntless, the determined. This life, it isn't just a craft or another career. It's a calling.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2017 Toyota Tundra, or get $1,750 cash back.
Toyota, let's go places.
We're back for the third down play now. After the timeout, brisk wind behind the Impalas. Erickson flares the right. McFadden looking downfield. Erickson's all by himself out here. McFadden turns it upfield, gets away from one tackle, caught on the next, and kind of bring up an interesting situation, but there goes the punt team, so that didn't need to elaborate any further on that, did I?
Yeah, and Erickson probably would have went for a touchdown. I mean, I didn't see anybody in front of him, did you?
Nope, nice job of tackling. They said in that first 5 yards, if he gets past that next level, a lot of room there, but being bottled up so far.
And not able to look to the right and see Erickson down there.
McFadden on the punt. Oliver takes inside his 5-yard line. Dangerous spot to take the ball. He's going down inside the 10, makes a couple more moves, but just too many jerseys of Impalas around him. That's a ball that you shouldn't really take.
Yeah, you need to get out of the way and let that take your chances that that's going to
with that wind and everything else.
Bounce to the end zone. But as we say at least once per game, these are 15, 16, 17-year-old kids down there, and sometimes the body and the brain aren't exactly in sync.
Well, and you want to make a play. You know, they get out there and you get hyped up, the adrenaline's going, you can see exactly why. But either way, Butte's going to take the snap of the shotgun, and he's just on the 2-yard line. Look to see if they dial up the pressure here, try to get after him a little bit. And somebody flinched. And our PA announcer knew it before the official even signed it out.
I was going to say,
that's pretty sure.
He's stepping out there, isn't he?
Yep. White Hack could just turn around and say, yeah, what he said.
He's got more guts than I do.
Yeah. So gets the ball now inside the 4-yard line. Definitely not the direction you want to go if you're a Legend Titan fan. Trips here to the near side, tight end right. Just a quick flare pass in the end zone. Outside to Weiss. He gets around. He's got the edge. First down yardage. I'll tell you what, as dangerous as that throw was, turned it upfield, and he really accelerated there. Nice run. They're telling us he's about a yard short, so brings up 2nd and short. But, boy, they got out of their end zone. That was a big play.
Yeah, that was kind of a do-or-die play, wasn't it?
Oh, God. Snap, Weiss carrying the left side. Nowhere to go. Racked up there by Stillwagon, number 64.
Did get the first down, though.
Yep. Now they're giving credit to Mayer. I thought it was Stillwagon 64, but it was 54. But both offenses get under the ball, and then they make their linemen sit there for a while, don't they?
Yeah, they.
Nice. But this is like watching just two mirror offenses with running backs. Oh.
Yeah, and having a little difficulty untangling there.
I didn't mean to do that, officer. Yeah. Mr. Official.
But my head was in the wrong place, and I'm going to move my head.
Yes, it's not going to stay there.
That's a good no call because we've seen officials throw a flag on something incidental like that.
Yeah, exactly. Trips the top of your screen there. Bubble screen toss out the right side and dropped.
And they're going to call that a forward pass.
It was close, wasn't it? Boy, that nice job the Impalas there. Just you hustle till the whistle blows. They were close.
And good job by the official to be sure in their call and not wait around.
String out the play and somebody gets hurt there flying around for a fumble. So 3rd and about 3. Need to get up to the 29-yard line for the first down. Mice on the trap play coming outside. Steps out of one tackle. He's going to have the edge. First down made. So the junior carrying the load here got another first down. And moving the chains.
If I'm Legend, I'm not really in any hurry anyways.
No, yeah. I agree.
My best guess is there's 7.
Emphasis on guess.
7-13 maybe. I don't know. I missed that day in school.
If you're a Poudre School District parent, you got an extra 25 or 30,000 that could use a new scoreboard here at French Field. Well, they're going to call a procedure call again on Legend. And part of that, like I say, they're going up to the line of scrimmage, and then they're stopping. And I just not a fan of it, obviously. And I'll say my piece, but that's their choice. But you're putting your linemen in a spot they've just got to hold, which is a discipline thing. But that's been like their 3rd procedure penalty, I think. 2nd on this drive. Mayer walking out, coming down from the in blitz on the outside. Got to the right side of the field, though, still going forward.
I'll tell you what, that's a big goal receiver over there.
Yeah. And one thing I like about it, though, is that he got that out of his hands really quickly.
And it's going to be a hold.
Well, that'll create some room.
Yeah, so Legend shooting themselves in the foot here this drive.
Yeah, Muma, the receiver that time, you're talking about him. Yeah, he gets that step going 19. He's probably 6'3", and moves it down. He and Oliver, both tall, lanky athletes.
He's got a great stride, didn't he?
Yep. So a huge penalty there. This is one of those, if you're Poudre, you just can't let them out of jail here. You got to force the punt here, make them punt into that wind, and you're going to have a chance to really have good field position. Because it's just tough to take the ball vertically downfield in that wind today. Nice job of letting Weiss stay in front of him, gain 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah, Poudre will be happy with that all day long.
They'll let him do that 2 more times, and they'll still be about second. It'll be third and about 20. Still, that's how far they got to go, folks.
Had our first 4th and over 40 Thursday night, though. We did have that Sabercats of Fossil Ridge.
That's a long.
Had a 4th and 43, so that's you don't see that very often in football.
So trips here to the near side. My set left side of Butte. And then Oliver in motion. This has been the jet sweep they've run before, and they're doing it again. Got that blocking out in front of him. One get the line of scrimmage. Now he's going to reverse field. He's got the quarterback out in front of him. Hurdling players.
The penalty, though, here over on the far right side.
Although, yeah, the flag blew down inside the 10. So it looks like it'll be a block at the back.
Illegal procedure. That's their 4th of the game. So explain a little bit. I think I know what you mean. Most of the teams have come up and they don't have their linemen put their hand down. They stand in just in a
2-point
squat,
stance.
the 2-point stance, and then they go down right before they.
Yep.
And what Legends doing is they're coming up and going to their
the kids
3-point stance right away, aren't they?
Yeah, they got a hand on the ground and they're just going to it.
And once they have their hand on the ground, they can't move.
Snap by trying to just push it up the middle. See, Oliver on that last jet sweep probably ran 40 yards and gained 4. And that third down play there, just keeping it on the ground.
And we should explain to people, when me and you played football, that's the only thing we knew was to come up and just get a 3-point. So
that's right.
Now
they allow the offensive linemen.
Looks funny.
The stance there. A lot, especially these passing teams, spread teams, linemen don't have to go down. So Leal's going to try to catch the ball. He'd love to get it outside the 50. This is when you want to get the ball up in the air, not to give him a chance to return it, but you're going to lose distance, something fierce.
Yeah, this could be a
low driving kick. Does make it just the 50, but Leal falls down after he touches it. He's lucky to cover it. The next player there was wearing legend white.
Yes, he was. And you could see what Leal was trying to do. He was trying to catch it back over his head instead of getting his body down in front of it. And he had his eyes up ready to return, didn't he?
Well, and that ball, I just know the look he had because it was almost knuckleballing coming at him. And if you've ever tried to catch a knuckleball in baseball, it's the same thing. The football does the exact same thing. It'll just slide in the air on you. And we know it's not a hand problem with him, but he was lucky to cover that.
Now I learned Tuesday night that a volleyball serve comes at you in a knuckleball, and that's pretty hard to handle too.
Legend showing blitz. They do bring it. First down carry. Erickson puts up the middle. Gains about 4.
Trying to poke that ball out of the way. Number 5 it's a good tackle, but he's also trying to
get it back.
Multitask, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Well, you get your chances there when you get somebody stood up and you got guys wrapping around, and just to cause a turnover, that's the best you could do. That was Linkovich there, number 5, the defensive end. Erickson busts outside,
gets the first down. I say that.
Yep. Tackle by Mice, another two-way player.
Energetic first down call by the public address announcer.
And right now, you need the crowd back in it over too. Like I say, it's a goofy day. It's not that you didn't have the whole day to prep to come watch a game, and the crowd's really not been in this game either. They're down 7-0. It's homecoming. Now these kids need that support, but 11 a.m. kickoff. It's different.
Yeah, and the parents and grandparents are sitting here, but if they're not here, hopefully you're watching on Stream It Sports this morning and having your third cup of coffee.
Twin receivers near side. McFadden fakes, rolls out this way. Man, the flat flips it down there. It's dropped. Hit Stribling there and just tried to turn and run before he had it secured. So incomplete pass.
A little high, but I'm sure the young man would tell you that he should have had that.
Yeah, no, that's the type of catch we've seen him make, certainly.
Again, have not really tested the defensive backs with Leal's speed at all to this point.
Well, it's 2nd and 10 now. This is one of those moments where if you get a good short third down, they're in 4-down territory, I would almost imagine. The way their defense is playing, miss up in the backfield. McFadden and Erickson not on the same page. So he turns and runs it up and makes that
was kind of a mannequin play, wasn't it?
Yeah, it really was. Yeah, he froze there, but he held it for a second, and I probably got somebody to step, and he turned up for a nice gain, so still got 5.
Actually, because he did hold it there, I think he froze a couple linebackers and was able to get 5
Showed his
yards.
athleticism, making it out of nothing. So still the single back formation. I think that's just when Erickson's got the most room to run, spread that defense out a little bit more. Still in that too high safety, though. Nice throw of the middle, Stribling that time. Makes the catch, tucks it away. And they just faked Erickson. Those receivers just cut through the middle there. He's got that open zone. Linebacker had to play up close. And McFadden throws a strike.
And you see McFadden's throwing motion is that kind of that flip. But it works going
very
that
quick,
way.
Very quick, a very quick release, yeah. Ball right on the 30-yard line. 1st and 10 in Paula's now. They'd love to have that score, tie this up before halftime. Fake, roll out right again. Got a man wide open and just floated it a little bit, and Burnham just didn't put it away. And that's the difference between trying to catch it with your hands and catching your body, isn't it?
Yeah, he. I think we say in the business that ball ate him up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, needed to go out and take possession of that one, because even the ball behind you, coming like that, or excuse me, with the wind behind you, it still causes the ball to
floating. There's still a floating.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
It's just not stopping the ball.
Yep. So 2nd and 10 now. Paul's still got it. Erickson left side breaks it out. Tries to get away from my defender. That's a great effort out there.
What an athlete that kid is.
Yeah,
we got to get
number
his
19.
Name. What's his name?
Muma, number 19, the receiver, too. That was a very athletic play.
There's not too many guys that's done that to Erickson this
year. No, you're right.
There?
He usually just walks away from those kind of tackles, and he stuck with him. And he kept his feet moving. He didn't try to grab and stop. He ran his arms and his body into the tackle.
And he's long enough to pull him in and hang on to him, too. So what a play.
So no gain. 3rd and 10. Be fairly long field goal range, even with the wind today. Fad looks to the middle again. He's got Stribling over there. That was behind him. Just missed him.
So I haven't looked at Leal and what kind of defense they have on him, but it hasn't even been looked at yet. Even on a jet sweep or anything, he has not been. And we've seen a couple of games where he hasn't really been looked at all.
He's had the one bubble screen catch and that he turned into a pretty nice play, but you're right, nothing downfield.
And they're not gonna.
Yeah, not even trying a field goal here. I agree. I think I'd go for this too. Got a nest. And he stumbled. Somehow coming out of he got tripped. Okay, that's what I was saying. I wonder if he got tripped as he came out of there. Could cause some contact on the Legend defensive backs downfield.
But is that an automatic first down in high school?
Well, it's going to be because the spot field downfield.
Okay.
So he'll get the penalty yardage. It's not a spot foul like it is in the NFL, as we'll see on Sundays. And there it is.
And it will be a first down.
And the difference, you see on that kind of a play there, just a chuck, and the ball was in the air, and it kind of knocked him off his route, but also knocked him a little bit off his feet, and he stumbled and went down. Now, if he catches the ball in that slant where he's going there too, he might have gone to the end zone.
No, he would have. There was nobody
There's a big alley
him.
There. Yeah. So 1st and 10 now. Poudre was looking at a chance to tie this up before halftime. Ball up in the air.
And
Legends got it. After the mesh, McFadden was trying to take off and run, and the ball was not secure as he came out of the handoff fake to Erickson.
That's number 5 on the.
On Legend got the Linkavage again. Yeah, that was what a tough break.
And that was self-inflicted. That wasn't because of a hit. That was just lost the ball.
Just trying to be in a bit of a hurry. His eyes saw where he wanted to go and didn't secure the ball after the fake.
So if you're Legend now, you're going to probably see a big old dose of number 1.
Yeah, Mice is going to
under 2 minutes left here in the half.
They'd love to run the clock out here and get out of their own end.
Well, I think they would be happy going in with a 7-0 lead.
Very much so. Boy, nobody touched Mice. He's downfield
He hasn't
15
been
yards.
touched yet.
Exactly right. All the way downfield.
Well, and here's what Poudre has. They got to do a checkup from the neck up right now because they can't get down because they haven't scored or because they just fumbled.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. And the only score came after a pass interception,
right,
in a short field. So
yeah,
this
easily could be a 0-0 game.
Yeah, Poudre's defense has really played pretty well. They gave up the short drive for the touchdown. Legend back into that trips to the top side, tight end near.
Poudre's been in the red zone twice. Went for it on 4th down on 1, didn't get it, and then the turnover.
Mice this time running back in the interior of the line. Gain of a few. Quickly called timeout now by the Impalas. Trying to get a chance to get that ball back. I think that's a good use of timeout.
Let you hear the drum line there. And again, we got the band here. And I was looking at, I know my kids a lot of times, they don't look at the weather before they dress. As we probably didn't when we were that age. But there's a few that are underdressed for what the weather is now and probably what it's going to be by the 4th quarter because it's not supposed to get any better.
No, we got a bunch of young Impala cheerleaders out there too.
Yes, we do. Get a look at them, and this is their annual time where they bring the junior Impala cheerleaders and doing a great job, looking great down there.
So Legend breaks their huddle in the sideline, comes over, sets up again, still in that trips formation to the top. And Impalas, right now, they got 2 guys out there, nobody on the slot. Literally, nobody's in 8 yards of the slot receiver.
You could do a slant right there.
Well, that's why they've thrown that bubble screen 2 or 3 times, which they're going to do right now. You get one good block, but he caught it, kind of standing still.
Yeah, he wasn't.
And it was a good execution, but I'd like to see it there. Now we got a flag at the end of the play.
Yeah, I think they just couldn't get it out of his hands. And I'll tell you what, that wind has helped those flags, those officials. Man, they've been able to get about 15 yards on each one of those.
Extra. So holding out there.
And again, with that play, you're isolated. So if you hold, everybody in the whole stadium knows it, including the officials.
Yeah.
If you hold inside on the,
it's so hard to do
with some of the offensive linemen. A lot of times you can get by with it and keep your hands in, but you're not going to get by with it if you're a wide receiver or if you're a running back out back. So anyway, another timeout. Minute 34 left here in the half. We will be back after this message. You're watching Stream It Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
And there you see an Impala sighting. I'll tell you what, that those drum beats kind of get it going with that Impala.
Well, they need to get this defense going for one more play. 3rd down, trips here to the near side. Mice set to the left. Gives that power play into the tight end formation. Goes downfield, struggles towards that 1st down. He's going to be short.
But it's a manageable 4th down, and with the time left, I don't know, maybe you just push it down. And from my crackpot resource team here, found out that last night, Thunder Ridge and Fairview, our executive producer, Phil Mildren.
Everybody's got to one-up us.
Yeah, he had a 3rd and 50. So we're talking about
more than half the field.
Long down plays.
I don't know what play call that would be.
Yeah, well, there's not too many in the playbook for 3rd and 50.
Yep.
We had a 4th and 43 here the other night, so.
Those are
anyway. It happens.
Get it downfield.
Happens to the best of them.
Now we're waiting it out here. It's 4th down. I'm not sure what the wait is.
I think it's a minute 14 left. I haven't done my calculation.
Well, that might be exactly what Coach Thielen and his staff are doing. They're talking. They got the whole offense standing on the side of the field with coaches out there too, about 5 of them.
Well, they're letting the clock run down.
I think they're going to take the penalty or take a
that's
timeout.
under a minute now.
Yeah, they're going to go to the very end, and they're probably saying they have the same problem we do. It's like, what does that stay up there? I want to know exactly what that says. And they're going to take the timeout when the count starts. Back judge is now starting to make his count. Well, no, he's not.
And there's a timeout now.
So they went to a specific number. They knew that's how much they had left and took it. So Legend will back it off themselves here. Just a little brinksmanship. You can't do any good with it in the locker room. They're going to send out their punt team, and we'll have to see how that plays out. You're not going to punt. You're just not going to go very far today. If you could kick it to the 20, that would be a really good punt.
So we talked a little bit about your game last night. You had Windsor Monarch, probably one of the top games in the state last night.
Yep.
And very competitive game. 2 running teams, 2 proud programs.
Well, and you know what? Both those teams looked sharp. They were playing at a high level, very efficient, very few penalties in the game, which you expect from both those running that flex bone or that bunch offense running through there. And now you've got a chance here. Like I say, Legend back here on the field to punt. Stribling's going back. Not Zach Leal. Stribling's going to be back out there, and he's going to have a stand about his 20-yard line. Now, you'd probably like to keep it in front of him, but if he can punt it to there, I'd be impressed. Big rush, just missed it.
Boy, look at that ball stop.
It went to midfield and bounced. Now that Poudre just got another bounce back their way. That if you get in the air, that's it. It's like the parachute just got ripped open. It literally stopped.
Literally, folks, they would have been almost just as good to go for it and not make it as they would of that. So you don't see that very often, but it happened right in front of us here at the 50.
Yeah. Well, and the punter, a nice job in dialing up the pressure by Coach McVicker and his staff there. They went after the punter. He knew he had to get that ball up in the air. He couldn't drive that low like that last kick. I'm sure the coaches up here from Poudre on the other side of our press box said, you know what, if he's going to try that again, we got to get that. So ball right at midfield for the Impalas here. Enough time left in this half. See if they want to take advantage of it and try to air it out.
About a net 5 yards on that punt.
McFadden back to throw, steps up, goes around a little bit of pressure.
And he's going to lose 10.
Yeah. Well, the Cabbages played a heck of a game. Number 5 over there for and 27 Freeze, the other senior.
Got some good-looking athletes out there, and they're just going to let the clock run down here. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, I believe. And there it is, the end of the first half. So what a game here! 7-0 Legend. Only touchdown scored on a short field interception. And other than that, not much going on offensively, although we've had some pretty good plays, but the defenses have come to play today. So anyway, our score 7-0 at half. We'll be back after these messages. You're watching Stream of Sports.
This life, it isn't for everyone. It's not for the modest, the cautious, the faint of heart. It's for the dauntless, the determined. This life, it isn't just a craft or another career. It's a calling.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2017 Toyota Tundra, or get $1,750 cash back.
Toyota, let's go places.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
Wayne, everyone knows.
Great shot there of our...
Sorry, Wayne, we're going to cut you off right there on that commercial.
and do that to you, but this takes precedence. The junior Impala cheerleaders are out there, and these young ladies have been practicing, and hopefully one of them doesn't blow away.
Yeah, we want to make sure that you get to see this. This is an annual thing. And
hope they counted them out before they went out there.
Yeah. There you have it. You can literally hear the sound waves being blown around by the wind.
Yeah.
So
great job, though, ladies out there.
We will keep the we'll keep the camera on the field. We don't know what else. Again, there's never a script for these high school games, so kind of whatever happens on the field, we have to.
We're not the most informed ones here.
And I don't see anything else. The band's not going to play today, and so I don't know if they're going to do a homecoming court or any of that. So
if it happens, we'll bring it back
up.
We'll
come back in and we'll do that. So anyway, again, our score 7-0. We'll be back after these messages.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
This life, it isn't for everyone. It's not for the modest, the cautious, the faint of heart. It's for the dauntless, the determined. This life, it isn't just a craft or another career. It's a calling.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2017 Toyota Tundra, or get $1,750 cash back.
Toyota, let's go places.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
We have sophomore attendees.
So strolling into your picture now, like we mentioned before we went off air for halftime, the didn't get a script, but we've got the homecoming court will be walking out towards midfield here for Poudre. I think the attire is early morning pajama day for homecoming. Casual. Yes, very casual. But smartly dressed up and having their chance, and there they are right at midfield. And not imagine that's going to be what they're going to be wearing to the actual dance tonight. We're seeing crowns affixed and everything. So rather than introducing a number, I think we're just getting those who were fortunate enough to be chosen by their fellow students. So congratulations to them. I'm just going to see how you're going to put the crown or the tiara on the young lady to the far left, if that's a bear suit or how that goes. But, you know, I've never won for mix and match and not that good of accessorizing. You probably can handle that, but.
And now, students, check your tickets for the homecoming raffle. We have 10 numbers.
Nice crowd over here today. Paula's making their way out. Like you said, just get breakfast done and clean up the dishes and get to French Field. Early kickoff. Smartly done, though. If they did much later today, CSU homecoming. A lot of things happening here on the field in the area for sure.
numbers. So first one, 8780.
Raffle also going on for students.
8780.
And talk about, I mean, all the schools here in town do so much for their kids, and there's so many parents and so many people behind that scene as we've experienced before. We know about that. It is a everybody's on board kind of effort. The pancake and breakfast burrito breakfast this morning, and they tailgate before every game. And if they got another home game, I need to look at the schedule. I'm going to try to come a little early and see what's on the grill back there.
Yeah, they've got one more, I believe, and also the cheerleaders were out there with a pancake breakfast of some sort. It was a fundraiser. So anyway, there you have it, the homecoming festivities. So we will be back after this message. You're watching Stream It Sports.
This life, it isn't for everyone. It's not for the modest, the cautious, the faint of heart. It's for the dauntless, the determined. This life, it isn't just a craft or another career. It's a calling.
Right now, get 0% APR for 60 months on a new 2017 Toyota Tundra, or get $1,750 cash back.
Toyota, let's go places.
Great news! We broke our all-time sales record, and it's all thanks to my nephew, Skylar.
Bro, it's Sky.
After my brother made me hire Sky, I switched us to First Bank to make up for him. Now business is better than ever.
No matter the reason, switching to First Bank can help your business grow.
Wayne, everyone knows by now that Schrader's Country Stores have the best car washes around. They don't need to see you standing in the car wash explaining the undercarriage wash, the rocker panel spray, the protective finish application, and the jet dryer. No, Wayne, all you have to do is see the beautiful shine on my nice clean car. No muss, no fuss, and I'm certainly not all wet.
You won't get soaked at Schrader Country Store car washes, just shiny clean.
So down there, David Haase is giving away some Schrader Oil gas bucks. So giving away $10 in gas to some students right now from Poudre Band. Thank you, Schrader Oil, for the gas bucks. They look shocked that they're getting $10 worth of gas. But that's from Schrader Oil. Getting ready to come back here. All right, you can go off of him now. We're going to come back here to the football game, getting ready for the second half. And been a defensive, well, you would say a defensive struggle. I would say defensive and an offensive struggle. The defenses have played well, but the offenses have not played that great. There's been times they've gotten some yards, but Legends had some penalty issues, and Poudre has just not been able to move the ball like they really should or have in the past. So we'll see what we get here in the second half. Again, the wind is blowing very hard, and it's not supposed to slow down anytime soon. It's supposed to get colder, as you can see across the way. Some of the fans that are really. So we saw you down there, Dave, giving away those gas bucks.
Yep, thanks to Schrader Oil.
Yes. So we said they looked in shock that they were getting free gas bucks, but they are.
Are they again?
Anyway, thanks to Schrader Oil for that, and
helping those kids out for homecoming night expenses.
So Poudre's going to kick off, and
well, I kind of wondered about that. Do you take the win? How do you handle this half? So that means Legends going to get the ball and the wind in the fourth quarter.
Well, and here, as Kevin Lytle was up, says he doesn't think anybody will score in this north end zone this whole game. So
short kick right up the middle. He's got the edge.
As I
outside,
say that,
got one man to beat. McFadden, the kicker, nice tackle.
And boy, he stuck his nose right in there, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did.
That shows you in high school the kickers are usually some of the best athletes. You go a few other places, and that kind of tackle may not have been made.
Nope, that was he helped his defense out there a bunch, because that would have gone to the house.
That was number 2 on the run.
Well, and just a great acceleration. He took off. As you said, that was Boyd, the junior. He hit a seam and hit it full speed, didn't he?
Yeah, just as I was saying, nobody's going to score in this north end zone. He almost proved me wrong, but
so first and 10 on the Impala start, on the side of the field to start.
Got a little inside information we'll tell you about as we move along here.
Some of the athletes here at Legend High School and where they're going to go on their Saturdays. Mice go on the outside, but nice job, just bottled up. Ball's on the ground. Now the referee's saying it's down.
his knee might have been down, but his whole body wasn't. It's right in front of us here, but there's no replay, so you can't sit here and analyze it to death like we do on Sundays.
Well, Mayer did a nice job of just forcing him outside, and I tell you, Mayer, for a big kid, outstanding wrestler, too, for Poudre, a top-ranked state wrestler last year as a junior. He made Mice go outside, but he also just ran him down and didn't get away. Loss of about 2 on the play. Trips here to the near side again. Strong formation. They've been running to that tight inside. They run away from the receivers. Faked it this time. Slot passes up in the air. Tipped.
Fortunate there that...
And Zach Leal just about got underneath it. They're all sitting there stretching out for it, and the wind just knocked it down.
And folks, I'm telling you, it is hard to throw against that wind in coming out of the north, and it's blowing in some stuff here for today. But by the middle of next week, supposed to be in the high 70s again. So. Well,
in a wind like today, as a quarterback, you got to really spin the ball, and I mean, you got that nose has got to be a tight spiral. If it gets out off a little bit, it'll flutter, it'll turn, it just everything goes to heck on it, and you can't control it. Twins here out this side, tight end in your top of your screen. A little quick pattern. Oh, and a missed tackle, and he ran by a couple players there. It's one of those try to make a hit instead of a tackle.
Another good-looking athlete, number 6, tall and lean. And
they've got some players over there, that's for sure. And we talked about number 19 as we were talking with some of the assistants and stats guys. Let's go ahead and talk about his story. Muma made several plays in the first half.
Yeah. Found out he's committed to Wyoming just last week. And
Mice this time running upfield. Big gain on first down. Yeah, Muma's he's got that two-way type of player body. He's athletic enough. We'll be interested to see how they go up there. He committed as a safety type, but a long player. A lot of schools around here benefit from the Northern Colorado athletes, and kids go on and play. On Saturdays, we've seen a lot of them on French Field, some nationally ranked ones, and kids that play all across the country. This is high-level football. 2nd and 5 now for the Titans.
Certainly, if you exceed here in Colorado in the 5A ranks, you're going to get an opportunity to play on Saturday. And there's another young man that's very good chance he'll get that opportunity as well.
Yeah, Mice and Erickson just almost look like a very similar running back. They just changing jerseys. But that's 2 first downs in a row, and they're hammering it down right now. And Paula's kind of, I think they didn't get that warm-up series, like you usually get when you kick it with the wind. That was a big return.
I want you to take a look when we get a chance. Number 6, Oliver over there. I'll tell you what, that is. Yep. That's how an athlete is built, isn't it?
Yeah, long and lanky.
Me and you don't know anything about that.
That's right. Yeah, he's played both ways. They made plays on defense today too, in the jet sweep.
And they faked out to him.
Well, they've got several athletes. You got Muma, you got Oliver. Guys there, Mice up the middle. It's a good, well-balanced team, and it's they 3-3 record shows it. They're in a tough conference. The Mount Lincoln Conference just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I would say, looking at this team, they probably have lost some games they should have won. So you never know what the deal is. They're missing their best defender this game too.
Yeah. Wildman, that's another D1 commit. Mice this time going around the left side, taking his time, picking through, runs right into the arms of Mayer.
Not a big fan of that play. We've seen that play several times now, and it's just so slow.
Yeah.
And Poudre's able to really get almost all their linebackers over to pick that up and stop it.
Yeah, Mayer and Rask on the tackle that time. Weston Mayer having a good game over there. The defenses are playing pretty well. This is good offense. They're playing pretty well. Like I said, the one offensive touchdown came on a short field. And again, Legends going to have a chance to have another short field drive. They're near the 13-yard line. They can get a first down inside the 7. Trip, stop your screen, rolling out that way. Butte looks to the end zone, fires short, intercepted. Flag coming down too, but there's a long alley coming around here. If he can get to the edge, he could turn it to the north. Big hit coming. And I'll tell you what, that was a nice job by the Legend lineman there. He could have really lit up the defender.
Yes.
Yeah, we got flag in the backfield. That'll be holding. That's the easy one to decline, but we'll see what the one downfield is. If it's a holding call on Poudre, there's a lot of heads down. They're going back out there. It's probably going to be offsetting penalties. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, you see one coach down there is fairly exercised. I can't tell if it's for the good or for the bad.
Yeah. Got an eligible man downfield. So he's telling him it's both ways. He wants to know what the other call is. Coach Thielen, his defense is coming back out, but
so here we go.
So an eligible player downfield, offensive lineman, they're going to decline that. Personal foul, dead ball foul on Poudre. So we're going to have, Poudre's going to get the interception, but after the interception, there was a basically...
Somebody didn't keep their cool.
Well, and I also think it could have been a turnaround block.
Right.
You know, because it's defensive guys get a chance to hit back. It's hard to lay back, so that's probably what it was. They're going to get the ball back, and they'll certainly take it, but it wasn't out to where they were, so it'll be snapped about the 14-yard line. But they avoid the score, and that ball there again, too, that through that thing, he looked like he was trying to almost throw it out of bounds, and it just did nosedive.
It curved to the inside. I mean, it looked like it took about a 4-foot curve to the inside, even with the strong arm of...
Didn't go where he wanted for sure. So Poudre back in business. Their own 14-yard line, 1st and 10. Blitz coming. Erickson trying to get outside, getting away from Muma. He did this time. He had the edge. He's got the corner. It's going to be a foot race down the sideline. Cuts back to the middle of the field.
But he cut back into defense.
Yeah, he cut back. He had nowhere else to go, so he got himself 5 more yards. That's how you get out of the hole, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it is.
And I think what he saw that time, he's the pursuit coming up underneath Muma that time. He's seen him before. He didn't wait. He just took off. He put the jets on as fast as he could. Instead of taking that visual look that we always see him make, he just said, I'm going top speed right now.
Well, I think he realized he's not going to get out probably from that tackle, so I got to outrun him, and that's what he did. But neither team able to handle red zone success, are they? They get down there and make an error.
1st and 10 now, 46-yard line. Erickson carries right up the middle. Bounces off. One tackle still alive going downfield. The guys had him. I think he's saying, okay, we need to get something done while we got the win. I think there's some urgency there. I think he's exactly right.
Well, and Erickson, he's one of those backs that might be better in the second half. We've seen, and only because I am a big Chiefs fan, but we've seen Kareem Hunt come out, not have great first halves, but those guys, they get warmed up. They get those big old legs warmed up and stuff, and then they put the hammer down second half. So we'll see if Erickson's able to do something like that. So far, it looks
lot of backs
pretty
get
good.
Stronger with more carries. 2nd and about 4 now. Erickson straight up the middle again, just picking his way through. He got nobody touched. Stiff arm knocks one guy away. Well, I'll tell you what, down to 30. Not to be denied there.
Yeah, one defender's looking at the grass a little bit from that stiff arm.
Yeah, that was definitely a quality stiff arm. I don't try not to go too far with it, but boy, he didn't even hesitate. Put his hand on the top of his hat and knocked him down.
And so we're going to time out so the young man can tie his shoe. Wouldn't want to trip over that.
I'm more surprised they didn't send him off.
Yeah, that's a...
Well, what this is doing right there, they just gave Erickson, who carried the ball 3 times in a row, about a 10-second chance to catch a little more gas. If you're a cynical person.
Yeah, well, that might be a good strategy.
Taking advantage of whatever you can. Erickson to get on the carry, straight up there, just bulldozing, carrying bodies with him for another 5 yards.
So this is the Erickson we saw earlier in the season where he was really a dominant running back.
And last week, I had kind of the same performance when they were trailing. He had 4 touchdowns in the game and 2 late ones to bring him back within 3, but they stalled out before they got the rally completed. So I don't think they want to wait around.
Both teams have been able to move the ball in the middle of the field. It's in the red zone.
Blitz coming. McFadden rolls out of pressure, gets it out of his hands. The ball just took off. I think there was just a little disconnect there, too. He thought the receiver was going to be a little further away.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
Well, I think it's one of those days where if you're going to start throwing the ball, the longer you let that ball stay in the air. I like the short passes over the middle. It's just too hard to control the ball in the air.
And Legend figured that out on their drive last time, unfortunately for them. a pick, but they had a couple of nice slants.
Yeah.
The ball didn't stay in the air and it stayed low.
Something the quarterback can step into. You get the middle of the field. They're playing with no safety right now at all. There's nobody deeper than 7 yards from the line of scrimmage. Blitz coming again. Erickson pops through the middle, taking down maybe a gain of a yard or so. Brings up 4th and about 4.
And we've talked about Leal a little bit, but he's being shut down out there, it looks like, by number 2.
Yeah, not a lot of action his way. He and Boyd have been matched up the whole game.
Yeah, it's a pretty good matchup out there. And
this is a big 4th down here, Randy.
Yeah.
For a drive that started on their own about 14-yard line. Big play from Erickson. Now they're facing a way to continue the drive. Erickson off the left side. He's got an edge.
And
boy, what a great block out there. Weston Mayer took number 5 for Legend right out of the play, hooked him and gave all that extra room and kept his hands in there. I mean, that's just a great block.
And great vision by Erickson to be able to cut back, and that's kind of his forte right there.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, nice play with the Impalas on the stretch handoff there. 1st and 10. Now they're in business inside the 20. Motion here near side. Fake. Nope, we had a flag already, so the motion was doubled up on. And if you can tell on the screen or not, just the sleeves on the officials and the players that are wearing some loose sleeves like McFadden, you can see the wind just blowing them. It's just whipping.
I'd say that motion was denied.
Yes. Well done there. We need our Law and Order done.
Yep. So Poudre driving, should I say Erickson driving?
Yeah, no, you got to let the big horse carry you here. Just a tough day to throw. Both teams have had interceptions going into the wind.
But Poudre needs a touchdown just to even this game up, though. You know, for all the yards, they're still yet to have any points on the board.
Erickson pulls it back down.
And there you go. Leal finally gets
the quick slant.
You know, we've been saying.
Yeah, get it out of your hands. No safety over the top. That's that middle we were just talking about a little bit ago. There's nobody there. That's the play. You can't guard him one-on-one on a post pattern like that. And McFadden stepped into that ball and just threw a dart.
Well, and because they haven't even looked his way, the defender might have fell asleep a little bit even on that because they've been giving it to McFadden. But
ran right away from him.
Yeah, it was 5 yards away from the defender, an easy touchdown.
McFadden, nice kick up in the air between the uprights, and good. So we're tied here at French Field on the drive, coming out in the initial drive here in the second half. The Impalas take it down using the wind to their advantage and taking advantage of Zach Leal's quickness, walks it into the end zone. On a perfect throw from McFadden, they tie it up at 7s.
And that's really the kind of offense that Poudre had the first 4 or 5 games of the year when they were really dominant offensively. They've come back to earth a little bit, but they're still in a good position to have a pretty special year. And if they can find that groove again for this back half of the year, they're going to be hard to beat. They do have a couple of tough games. They still got to play Valor.
Yep.
And
showing the kick squad going off there, and Coach was talking to him. That's one of those, okay, we can't afford to give up another big return. You know, they dodged the bullet. Don't do that twice.
Well, they can't really afford to give up any more points because you can't be guaranteed you're going to
if you
do
turn
what
around,
they just did again, really.
Yep. Well, Boyd and Oliver back there, so 2 dangerous returners, but they've got to, you'd like to be able to kick this to the end zone to get the touchback.
And McFadden, a multi-purpose.
Boy, just a 3-step drop. What a snag.
Wow.
Boyd just catches it over his head. And if he gets out past the 20, it's a good decision, but that's about all he's going to see. Not to the 25. That ball's certainly going into the end zone. But as the line drive goes low, and you have a chance to turn around and run it, but he stopped it. It almost took him back the other way.
They really had nothing to lose at that point. He went up, get the ball, and try to get it, and he did.
Yeah.
Long strider, though, on as a runner.
Yeah, so they gained a little plus yards as a +5, as the coach liked to say it, compared to what it would have been if you let it go in the end zone. So out the 25-yard line, 1st and 10, Titans. A lot of this formation we've seen here the second half. Trips on the wide side. No tight end this time. Oliver by himself up on top. Spread the defense a little bit. Mice runs the right side. Boy, just brought down by Mayer, but not after being downfield about 9 yards. Good first down carry for the Titans.
You know, I'm trying to think of a nice one for Mice, some kind of pun, but I just not able to.
Too early in the day.
Not able to come up with that yet, but probably before the end of the game.
It'll come to you.
Yeah.
Same formation again, second and short.
Been watching Woody Page too much on.
Nice again the carry. Nice cut, open field, yardage plus, near midfield, stepped out of bounds.
Erickson 2.0 right there.
Yeah, exactly. Gained about 16.
Of course, he would say Erickson's Mice 2.0, so we'll just keep it there.
Let them have theirs. Well, we're getting to see two very good running backs here today.
Very special.
And got to give credit to the guys up front too. Those offensive lines are both playing well.
And they got some beef up front too.
Yep.
I mean, you don't see anybody probably below 6 foot. There's a lot of 6'2" and 6'3" up there.
Yeah. First and 10, ball right at midfield in the Poudre School District logo. Motion, Mace again, breaks out the right side, open field, spins away from one tackle. Well, that's great feed, isn't it? Defensive back was breaking down to make the tackle, and he just did a little pirouette and stepped away from him and gained another 12 yards.
So I think we see how this game's going to follow the rest of the game. We've got two running backs, and right now neither team is able to stop them. I just keep pumping that ball right into their.
Well, and you know they haven't even attempted a pass here on this drive, and I don't know why they'd want to start. Motion, jet sweep type motion. Means again though, stood up in the middle. Gained about 3.
And almost all the handoffs now are in that read option type of.
Yeah. Although Butte really hasn't been the one to run.
He hasn't pulled it out once, I don't think.
It's a give and go. It's just a different type of athlete. So back now at 2nd and 7. Linesman came in. Oh, got an injured player. They're going to let him come off. That's a nice job out there. I'll tell you what. I would imagine the coaches noticed it too, and they said, okay, somebody's hurt. You got to get him off the field. And they're stopping play. That's a good job there by the linesman. Looked to be just a solid cramp there. Carter Finch, the linebacker. Get him off the field. Slant pattern outside to Oliver. Steps out of one tackle. Still going upfield, Randy. What a move. Drives his legs, carrying bodies. You got to get to his legs. You got to get to him. You just can't go for a ride. Another gain of about 12. That's
you see that kind of athlete coming across the middle like that, and there's a lot of wide receivers that you see do that with that kind of body.
Well, and that's the thing. When you've got guys like him and Lukavich and Muma that they're so long and lanky, they get the ball. You're there between the ball and you as a defensive back. You just got to go for a ride. You can't get to the ball. Can't make a play. Meese, right side, cuts up the middle. One man to beat. Bowling his way forward down to the 5-yard line. Whoa. Offense is clicking right now.
Yeah, and I bet you they don't pass at the goal line this time.
No. Substitution coming to the Apollos. Whoever's coming out is going to have to run a ways. If they snap the ball, all right, they'll get him off. Going to the all-beef line. They got a little bit bigger there. Trying to substitute in quickly. Still wagging 64.
But boy, you got one-on-one coverage in the right corner.
Yeah.
I don't think you could throw that ball up there, though.
Well, the way they're running it, me straight up the middle, gain of a couple inside the 5. I'm not sure I would even give yourself the chance to have something bad happen with the ball in the air.
Yeah, because if you throw that corner out, that's going. You're throwing that against the wind. So.
Yep. It's almost best on best time. We're just going to tell you, here comes our best guy. You give it your best shot to stop him.
Maybe a slant because those linebackers are sucking in pretty good.
Now they ran the ISO out of this before. 45 left side. That's basically the stretch ISO. He's the lead blocker. He's trying to cut back, drives towards a 2 inside. He's still up. His legs weren't off the ground.
Yeah, he was rolling on top of people, and they did not see that. the officials
put him down to the 2, but his forward progress was getting closer to the 1 at least.
Well, I thought he was even
getting near
close
the touchdown.
to getting near a touchdown. So they did not see. I don't think that his.
A lot of bodies
we didn't
there.
see it.
Yeah, we've got sometimes our vantage here helps out, but a lot of bodies around there, and he was on top of everybody, still driving his legs.
He looked like he's body surfing, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, right now this offense, they really want to match that score and get back in the lead. We're down to 9 seconds left here in the third quarter, too. Right side give me, so he'll be able to walk right in. Yeah, nice job by the offensive line going ahead. So Legend, after a long drive, takes it 75 yards for the score and back in front, 13-7, PAT pending. And 1 second to play in the quarter. Solid drive, just the one pass thrown well, and now they're going to get the win back and have the lead. If you're on that far sideline, you got to think that worked out pretty well. You ran the rest of the clock out in the quarter.
Oh, blocked.
Got it.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
That could be the play of the game right there. Zach Leal comes across and got just enough of that ball.
You never know in football what play will come back, but I can tell you right now the Poudre defense hates Mises to pieces, doesn't it?
Yes, there you go. You got one in. Okay. Had to get that out of the holster.
Hey, it's Saturday morning cartoons.
That's right. Takes you all the way back. Wow. I'm not going to follow that one. I'm going to try. I'm
1 second left here in the third quarter, and that was a quick third quarter.
Well, and small advantages you take them where you can on the field there. That blocked PAT not only gets it back with a touchdown. 1 second left here on the clock. They're going to be kicking into this wind. So Poudre will come into the fourth quarter. Now their first play will be into the teeth of the wind themselves. But you'd think the kick here would give them a chance to have a pretty good return. I don't know where I'd almost consider kicking it toward the sideline and see if it goes out of bounds just to stop, because I watch these kids at halftime still trying to do it. You're going to have to pop it pretty good into this wind.
Certainly needs to keep it low. Deep return man clear up to the 10.
Yeah,
so they're going to
it's
try.
not going to get to the 20. But they got to come up and get this ball. Nice job of dropping it in the corner where there's really nowhere to go. That's a pretty good kick.
Yeah, that was a good coverage because they contained him over to that side. So anyway, that's the end of the third quarter now. Our score 13-7. Missed extra point. Legend ahead. You're watching Stream of Sports.
If this is how your bank sees the world, how do they see you? Be an individual at First Bank. Banking for good.
See a good shot there of the French field. They've been putting up some windbreakers around the fences.
A little dressing up the old lady here on this side of the west side of the town. So there's a lot of them. So 1st and 10 now. Fourth quarter starting. Poudre, their first play back into the wind. Erickson give off the left side. He got spun out of that pile after forward motion was stopped.
Yeah. And we had a couple of plays last night where the officials waited a while before they blew that whistle when forward progress was stopped. And I'm looking down the young lady who does the batons, and she has finally put on a jacket.
Put a jacket on.
She didn't have much to keep her warmed up.
Throwing there the slant pattern. Oh, nice job Stribling. Ball just come down. That was a very good throw by McFadden, but even that one, you can see the ball just starting to nosedive, and Stribling took it off his shoe tops basically and fell forward. And that's a good job. You got to keep the safeties, those linebackers, honest, because they're going to key on Erickson. Gives you that void there, and a good throw. Back to it, out pattern again. That one just sailed.
Literally, the ball could have sailed.
Yeah. Yeah.
A big old gust came up right as he released that ball.
Saw that the nose of that thing just staying up there, and Lille had no chance to come up and get it.
So they've come out thrown a couple of times after Erickson knifed through the defense.
He had a big third quarter. Snap. Erickson straight up the middle. Runs through a couple of players and drags them down near 8-yard gain.
And maybe the two passes kind of
get those linebackers at the stay there. Exactly
taking a step
right.
back, but hard to argue with that 9-yard run.
Yeah, that's about his average here this half too. So a very manageable 3rd and 2.
A little bit of attention on this game tonight. Several photographers down the
blitz coming. Everybody knows Erickson's going to get the ball. He spins out, though. There's going to be that room. You make that burst, Randy. He's downfield. Dragged down after about a 12-yard gain.
Well, I don't know if Erickson saw the blitz or not, but he was able to spin and get outside of the blitz. And, number 21 with a touchdown-saving tackle.
Yeah, he was the sophomore Shambe. He was going to go for a ride no matter how long it took him to go down.
Either he was going down or he was going to the end zone with him. Good job by the young man.
Yeah, open field.
Any tackle is a good tackle for a safety, right?
That's right, no doubt about it. McFadden now, this time quickly out to Zeal. Lille puts on one move.
But it's 5.
Yeah. Well, and I like that, too, because let's get it in his hands. And, Boyd on the tackle, but you've got to get closer and press him. And that's when you get that chance to try to take it a little deeper. Although today a deep throw is just, whether or not that's a good idea ever. But it's 4th quarter, and they're down by 7, so they've got to step up. And McFadden's delivering here on this drive. Great technique, throwing with a strong arm into that wind. Erickson straight up the middle, slides across. Hit after about a 2-yard gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 2. Tackle there by Meese. And Meese is one of those players, he plays a very physical linebacker. That's old school. The old Chuck Bednarik days back, full back to linebacker and back and forth. And you don't see many running backs with all the carries he gets playing linebacker,
right.
too.
Well, he's a gamer. There's no doubt in our mind. We've seen some special athletes, and he's as special as any of them.
So 3rd and short. Wow. They're just trying a little stop pattern there. Trying to just take advantage of Lille's quickness, and he had to elevate for the ball.
McFadden seems more focused in his passing this half than he did the first half. He didn't seem a little off, but he's been pinpoint this half so far. Like I said, the wind, you don't have full control where that ball's going. So.
Well, and that's the thing. I just really saying that, can't say it enough. He's flipped his feet. He's stepping through the ball, putting a lot of pace on it. This time fake rolls out, got a lot of room in front of him. A lot of room. Flips it downfield, though. Gets about a 7-yard gain. Nice decision. Had the linebacker coming over to him. Hits Stribling out there on the edge.
And all the defense bid on the inside, which gave McFadden all that time out to the right as he rolled out.
Pick a receiver, and that's just tough to cover that long. Oliver's out there on coverage on Stribling, but he'd run him off deep and then came back. 2nd and about 5. Need to get inside the about 12-yard line for a first down. Erickson left side, got the edge. Going to the corner, bounced off one inside the 5. And once again, just a great job on that left side of that line for the Impalas. Gambelli out there, Stinnett, Young, Stillwagon, all the guys, Mayer. Those guys done a nice job this game.
They were able to pin him in.
Yep.
And
Gambelli and Mayer there on the left side there, just nobody got around him. They set the edge, and there's no defender out there that stopped him from getting to the corner and running for it. Same play, left side. He's going to walk into the end zone. This is easy. Nice job. They just drove. Gambelli and Mayer just drove the Titan defenders into the end zone. We're tied up now. A chance to go ahead.
Yeah, and only thing I can say, they might have scored a little too quick because now they've given, but better to score Too quick, then not at all, huh?
Yeah, no, they had to tie it up.
Shakespeare.
Yeah, or it should be.
Yeah, if it's not.
He wished he said it.
Yeah.
Snap, kick is up, big kick, and good. The far official, he had to kind of take a look at it. So Impalas, after a nice drive, running in, passing their way into that brisk wind, and scoring into the north end zone for the first time today, go back in the lead, 14-13 here with 7:43 left. And I think that's 7:43 up there.
Yeah, it is.
So they didn't take much time off they started the fourth quarter down here on about their 25 or so, wasn't it? That was a missing some timeline here.
Missing perspective, aren't you?
That would be it, yes. Of all the things I'm missing, that's one of them.
Randy McCoy, David Haase here with you.
Impala sighting down there on the sideline, the mascot. Cheerleaders.
I'll tell you what, those drums get to beating, and that Impala gets to shaking that tail. Literally, he's got a tail.
Got some game. Thanks again to our sponsors, Schrader Oil, First Bank, and Pedersen Toyota. If you happen to do any business with them or follow them at all on Twitter or search them on Twitter, tell them thank you for sponsoring Stream It Sports and Stream It Sports NoCo Broadcasting. Now here's another big play. The coin flips again now. The Impalas are going to have to kick into this win themselves.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the last score of this game, quite honestly. Both these offensive lines now are doing some road grading.
Yeah. Well, and here's, like I say, this is just a big play, and just a short punch kick to Squibb, taken at the 23. Going straight upfield.
And boy, you cannot say enough about the hands of number 46 who just took that.
Yes. Yeah.
Folks, I'm telling you, you get a line drive football coming right at your head like that, and you're able to get your hands up there and catch that ball. That is an impressive.
Yeah, on a day like today.
Yeah.
And got a decent return. Ball back out past the 35.
Try to get a name
36-yard
on
line.
that.
Now I know it was 46. That was
40,
higher.
Yeah, 46. Great job by the young man. I tell you what, that ball goes through his hands. He deflects it, and all of a sudden you've got a.
Yeah, it's a horse race then. So Butte back, trips to the top of the screen. Oliver here set by himself near side of the field. Meese carry up the middle. Steps out of a couple tackles. Gets back up and upended.
7-yard gain on the play.
Salinas on the tackle.
2nd and 3 for the Titans.
What a football game here.
Yeah, great day. Both these teams really competing.
14-13. Only blemish is a blocked extra point that could come back.
And right now it does, yeah. That's the play of the game so far. Fake the jet sweep. Meese goes the same way. Runs into a couple tacklers. Still dragging the balls on the ground. And Poudre's got it.
Wow. So Meese, I think, trying to get every yard he can.
Alonzo Leal, number 5, comes up with the ball.
Big play.
Oh, yeah. Really big play.
When you've got Erickson on your team.
Well, now, it's like the way they ran the offense that last drive, and it looks to be 6:41 left on the clock. You really want to shorten this game up now. You get 3 or 4 first downs, you're going to start making Legend consider, what are we going to do for a timeout? When do we have to use those to preserve some clock?
And you got to hang on the ball here.
Yeah.
Same thing can happen, so you got to.
Well, turnovers have benefited both teams. Erickson left side again. A lot of room to go.
And they're hold.
I saw that sleeve getting yanked too, like you did.
And no call, so
9-yard gain on the play.
All's fair and
yes, it is.
Love and the sweep around the left side.
Yeah, Satterfield on the lead block out there too. that sweep to the left side, there's the weak side.
They found something, haven't they?
Yeah, there's no tight end there. Well, I think they found out that Gamboli and Mayer down here on this left side are winning the battle pretty much every play. Running away from the tight end. This time Erickson steps to the right, slips upfield. First down yardage and some down to the 40. But if you could follow up the turnover with a score of your own, game becomes a very urgent place then.
The difference in high school is that 2-point conversions are not as rare as they are in pros for sure.
Yep.
But not to say it's automatic, but it's not as unusual. And that's what they would need if they score another touchdown.
So just kind of pausing at the line now. Erickson straight up the middle, puts his head down, runs in a couple Titans, but takes them for a ride for about 6 yards.
Yeah, and talk about running downhill.
Yeah. Well, that low pad level, he stays behind his pads and just bulls straight forward. You're going to have, you're hitting target. You almost slip off the side to get a good piece of him. Well, then you're giving up 2 to 3 yards doing that, and he's strong enough to drag you and break a lot of those tackles.
Coming up on 5 minutes now left in this football game.
Yeah, this is just a way to run the clock, too.
Don't need anything cute right here.
4-man, 7 in the box, showing blitz coming. And they do, filling every gap. Erickson going to the side. I'll tell you what, their assignment blocking up front, even though they're outmanned, they've got 5 to block 6 or 7 there. They get by the 1. There's room, and all of a sudden now they're doing it consistently. They're not getting penetration into the back. As we saw a few weeks ago, Rocky Mountain, when they really shut down Erickson for about 2.5 quarters, they were doing it because they got to him in the backfield. They've really changed that blocking scheme, and that's not a problem today at all.
So it looks like we're going to have a timeout, so we'll take a timeout here. Poudre driving again with a 1-point lead, 14-13, Poudre over Legend. You're watching Stream It Sports.
After the timeout, now the Impalas break their sideline huddle. Still Satterfield out there, offset fullback next to McFadden in the pistol. Erickson behind him. Stribling on top, Leal near side here, split.
Unusual timeout there as we were talking off camera to stop the clock.
Yeah. Run to the outside, still just going forward, and a nice job of staying in bounds. You're exactly right.
And maybe that's what the coaching staff, and that's not
that's Satterfield there on the carry.
Yeah, and maybe that's what the coaching staff wanted to
change it up a little bit.
Well, tell everybody, say, hey guys, we need to stay in bounds. It's kind of like a 3-minute timeout in basketball when you got the lead. You say, hey guys, here's the things we need to do to run this clock out.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to remind them.
Well, they're going to snap the ball here with 4 minutes left and second and short. They got 3 more plays. Even if nothing happens, there'll be only about 2 minutes left in the game by the time Legend can get the ball back after the next set of downs. 3:54 on the snap. Erickson. It's that age-old thing we've seen in all kinds of sports when you're kind of going prevent, when you're kind of slow and being a little more methodical. Can you keep your pace? Can you keep that edge? Because they've been hammering them here this quarter. Like I said, the line up front, all those guys are just paving the way. Big quarter for Erickson, and he was responding as we expect him to, too. So 3rd and short.
But you can't overstate the touchdown by Leal.
Oh, gosh,
Finally, finally gets open. Has not really been a factor offensively, although he also makes the big block.
Yeah, that's the other big play he made today, and both of them are pivotal. 3:12 here to play. Haven't snapped yet. 3rd and short. Erickson picks his way through. He's out in the open. Easy first down inside the 15, down to the 12.
And again, what you see Erickson do that you see the great quarterbacks do, or great running backs do, is he stops at the point of where he's getting ready to get hit and then changes directions, as opposed to running right in.
Yep.
Because a lot of running backs just go ahead and run right into that
contact and
contact and see what they can do. But great cut to the left, and that was like a 5-yard cut to the left. I mean, that was a
Well, and then again goes down in bounds.
Yeah, and that
clock is started at the change move, 2:45. They'll snap at about 2:40.
And that could have been what the coaching staff wanted to remind them, hey, don't be running out of bounds.
Well, you can see there, too, we talked about before. Look at the offensive line. Now they're finally going down. He gave him a down signal. Erickson busts the left side. One man to beat. Drives the Stafe in there, going to the end zone. Spins away.
Go in.
Touchdown. No, they're going to call him out. Oh, I thought they were going to give it to him. What a great effort.
Yeah, number 2 got a whole handful of.
Yeah, Boyd didn't. He was on the bad end of that one.
Yeah, he came up, but you can't tackle him up top.
No.
He doesn't come down.
Yeah, no, just bust to the left again. What you see, he saw that edge, like you said. His sidestep and acceleration is so impressive.
Well, and he's got a nose for the end zone, and we've seen, obviously last week and all year, 17 touchdowns for the young man. So when he gets inside the 20, he literally goes into a different speed and becomes even more dynamic.
Well, some players just have that nose for the end zone, don't they?
Yeah, and I'm sure there's several colleges looking at him.
Start of the season, he's done nothing to disappoint, that's for sure. So here we go. A very big chance now for Poudre to almost put this game away. There's 2 minutes and change left. Goal to go. And that was a design play, folks, even though you don't think about it that way.
But they're making them take their timeouts is what they're doing.
Well, but the trouble is, though, he lost about 2 yards. He balled back out to the 4.
Right. He needed to go into the lane, but I think the intent of that was to make them, they feel like they can score whenever they want, obviously.
But
so I don't know.
They wouldn't have minded him going up at least to the 1 yard line.
Maybe it's too cute. I'd rather have the 7. I'd rather have the 7 and make them score a touchdown, score in a 2-point conversion to tie.
Yeah, like I say, the clock was going to run. Well, then Legend took a timeout right away. And if we could read it does look like they've got 1 timeout left over there for Legend. Like I say, but it's like a loss of 3 on the play. I mean, he was inside the 1 yard line. Now the ball spotted at the 4. Legend makes a play here. And it's going to be, this is 2nd and goal, but Legend makes a play here. Forces a 3rd down.
And then all of a sudden,
they can't stop the clock, but then they'll get it back. Yeah. Snap, left side. Erickson's going to go to the sideline himself. Steps, stutters, dives for the pylon.
Yeah.
He's in.
So Coach McVicker comes out smelling like a rose on that.
Yeah.
I think he knew deep in his mind and heart that they could probably get that touchdown whenever they wanted. And on the other hand, with Legend, sometimes you say, come on, go on in so we can get the ball back.
You've seen that happen too, like the Packers did for the Broncos in the Super Bowl in 1997.
Yeah. So there might have been a little bit
trick play coming here. Leal, direct snap to Leal, throws it in the end zone, and it's a 2-point conversion.
And that is just ice the game right there.
Yep.
What a gutsy call.
So the center was eligible there because the center was the last on the line with a required number. You don't have to have a lineman's number to snap on the PAT. And they had that one in the bag and pulled it out the right time, didn't they? So direct snap to Leal that time, and a Wildcat takes a move. But and I am sorry I did not get who snapped the ball, who actually caught the PAT for the conversion for the 2 points. Either way, puts them out in front 22-13. 9 points is you can't get there in one drive.
No, that is that's gutsy, because if you don't get it, then you give them the opportunity with a 2-point conversion to win the game.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're home. You need the victory. You want to get back in the conference there, prove your RPI too. So 2:13 to play here in the fourth quarter with a 9-point lead. Legends going to get the ball with 1 timeout left. Kicking off, ball in the air, going to be taken about the 19-yard line. Boyd goes to his left, changes direction, heads back to the right sideline. Here goes down about the 28.
They don't let him go out. And
yeah.
I'm not sure. And Boyd just gets a dumb penalty. I don't blame him, but you got to keep your. I mean, they definitely hit him late, and but he didn't like that.
Well, how often?
But he also doesn't like the fact that his team just gave up a 2-point conversion, where they don't really have much of a chance now.
Yeah, well, and that's so often retaliation is what gets called.
But I don't know what the first flag was.
I think that had been more of a block or a hold on the return itself where he threw it.
And he threw.
Yeah, holding.
Threw the ball at the official. That's kind of a no-no usually. You know, young man lost his composure. Played a great game, but he just lost his composure there for a minute. And it was a late hit, I'll have to say, but they didn't call that. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yes, it is.
And so the beholder did not see that.
Yeah, and the one beholding the flag.
Yeah.
And then after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, and they'll take them all the way back. So there, what was a decent field position past the 30-yard line is going to get moved a long ways back.
And again, frustration on a couple of ways. One of just what just happened, but also the young man wasn't able to get out of bounds like he knew he needed to. And even though the clock stops for the first down, but still a lot of reasons he was a little frustrated.
Yep. Ball now back to the 9-yard line. So basically about a 26-yard mistake. He throws the out, hits Boyd, and he drops it.
Yeah,
just a little behind him, had 2 hands on it, but didn't turn to make the play.
And had a great opportunity there to make up and kind of make up for the last thing. So we'll see what he does. And, you know, we've all done that in our life. We've all.
That's part of growing up.
But one of the things you can't do is huff at the official and then throw the ball hard back at the official.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, been an impressive night for Mr. Boyd.
He's had a great game. So. Yeah. He'll think about the one part of it, but overall he had a pretty good game.
And probably not going to have really anything to do with the outcome of this game either.
Butte throws this time, intercepted.
Yeah.
This one may go back in the end zone. It's going to
cover this point spread or whatever. And wheels are falling off here.
Yeah, Caden Oliver.
Really
Caden Oliver, number 14. Yeah, trying to throw the ball, just trying to make a play, and Butte overthrew it. The ball just took off and sailed, ended up in Oliver's hands, and everybody over there, he had a couple blocks and smartly turned to his left. It was just a foot race, and he won.
Yeah, trying to cram that ball in there. I love number 24. His team just went down 28-13. He sprinted onto the field.
Yeah, to make part of the play.
To be part of this play. Yeah. So kudos to number 24 for Legend, and I think we've got his name over there, but I want to make sure we highlight that.
Every player out there is the play you want to be part of. Snap, kick is up and good. And of course, once we try and promise it, we have a hard time doing it. Okay, 24, the junior, Ogu.
Yeah. Young man, and like I said, the play was great and all that, but here his team just went down 16. Coach said get out there, and he sprinted out onto the field. So kudos, I like to see that.
A game.
It is a game. It is a game.
Exactly, and it's one of those games. Just a moment ago was tense and tight, and you're trying to do everything you can to spare yourself a chance to give a comeback up. And all of a sudden, we had a couple of touchdowns here in the last minute, and there's still 1:50 left.
And stranger things have happened to see 2 touchdowns in 2 2-point conversions, but with the wind the way it is and different things. One thing we have not seen is we have not seen Legend really be able to break a receiver out and get separation and really go long. Most of their passes have been a controlled passing game. You would think they probably have the athletes to do it, especially number 6.
Well, 6 and 19 both, Oliver and Lukavich, Mumu. Noah Ford now to kick off again. Drives it, hits the ground though, right in front of Oliver. He's just got to lunge up and get it. I don't understand why we're stopping. Oh, they got a procedure call on Poudre.
I was going to say.
They were offsides. It's a bit of a break. They're going to kick it back now from the 35.
This game is not over, folks, because there is. And the wind picking up, as I said, by the fourth quarter, it's supposed to have 40, 50 mile an hour gusts. So,
and if you stare at the uprights just for a second, you'll see them moving back and forth themselves.
Yeah, there's no chance for that ball to stay on the tee. That's not even
not an option.
Simple physics.
So Ford to kick again. This time just squibs it. Can be taken by Oliver at his 30. Trying to find a slot, though, slows down, needs to get it speed, and he's going to be nice job. Tough to do that on a kickoff.
Well, and if you don't do that all the time, return kickoffs, you don't realize that really it's all about getting speed going ahead, not to the side. And
tackled by Carter Finch down there too, who was out of the game earlier with an injury. So good to see him back in. Nice tackle on special teams.
I mean, I'd be throwing some balls deep and up for grabs. They've got the height there that I've yet to see them utilize that.
Yeah, it's time to do it. Now you see Poudre's kind of getting into the very, very deep safety. That's dribbling back here at the 35. Single covers on the outside, hits Oliver. Nice grab.
Yeah, that's a big boy grab there.
Yeah, it really was.
And a big boy throw.
Yeah. Now, good throw to the outside. 1st and 10, though. They got to be on the line of scrimmage and ready to snap it. Clock is wound now. Minute 36 to play and counting. Butte throws this one.
Almost.
And Zach Leal was timing the pick 6, and it just went through his hands.
And again, all they're throwing are quick outs and slants. So you don't see anything down the field.
Yeah, you've about got to. And you got the safety in the middle. It's a 1-2 step drop throw, and he's not, like I say, not holding a lot. You're going to get breaks on the balls like that.
I don't even see 19 in the game either, so this must not be his
side of the. He's on the sideline there, out pattern.
And, you got to get a first down, but quite honestly, a 7-yard gain.
It's not going to cut it.
And not get out of bounds is probably worse than dropping it.
I don't know if everybody's opened every window in this place, but the air coming through is like we've never had like this. It's moving. Press buck up here on the west side of Top French Field. Once again, to thank our sponsors, Schrader Oil, Pedersen Toyota, First Bank.
Got 19 in the game now, and a deep.
And he just catches that's just a nice throw and catch there. That's what you got to go do.
Yeah, and
gain of about 20.
Why that's the first time we've seen that throw with a minute 16 left to that particular receiver.
Actually, I kind of see Mumu's got a little bit of a limp.
He probably said, "Coach, I can do this.
I can do that for one."
And that's going to go possibly to the house here. Oh. Wow, man, what a run.
Oliver about hurdled and about made it work, didn't he?
Dynamic athlete.
Yeah, well, in Poudre, to say they're backing off a little bit right now. They're letting him catch it in front of him, but you got to keep playing. You don't want to be the victim of fate. Butte rolling out to his left, got pressures, got the outside. He's going to turn up and go for the pylon. He's going to make it. Touchdown for the Titans.
And what he had a perfect scenario there. He had a dynamic receiver in front of him, and so the defender had to make a decision, didn't he?
Yep.
He either come up, stop, hit the quarterback, or or stay back on the receiver. And
showed some pretty good wheels there, too.
Yeah, and probably either way you're going to give up a touchdown. 45 seconds left.
Could say here, I assume they're going to go for 2.
Have trouble with my math here. Said many guys from the University of Nebraska, huh?
Motion near side. Quick little pat. That ball was coming out of his hand, either got tipped or just lost it. So it goes to the ground, incomplete. PAT fails. 45 seconds left, and it's 29-19. So they'd have gotten themselves within 8 for another. They needed 2, and that definitely does wrap it up. So they'll kick off now. If Poudre can cover the onside kick, we will see a one kneel, and depends on whether or not Legend wants to take the timeout or not. They've only got 1 left, and they'll be able to snap it twice, and that'll be the ball game.
And again, even on that, you've got a runner who's kind of just, run all over the place. Again, these coaches, they know their personnel better than we do. We're just we're commentators. That's a commentary.
Hit our pay grade.
Yep.
So they got the All-State team out here. The good hands people are all up near the front. Only 1 return man beyond 10 yards.
Again, even if
onside goes the far side and grabbed, and they're going to get an onside. Yeah.
And even if Legend gets that ball, they've still got to do it score and do it another time. And I don't know if they can decline that or not.
Yeah. Just like the last kickoff, it's a procedure call against the kicking team. They've got to go and kick it again. There's some of these officials. They've lost a hat about every other play.
Well, we had a unique situation the other night. Prairie View kicks a perfect high up in the air onside kick. They catch it in the air against Fossil Ridge, but then they're called for interference.
Yep.
So I guess that means interference. You blocked somebody from being able to get the ball, or I don't know what that could be.
The call was against Prairie View, or
it was against Prairie View. So they were the kicking team.
Oh, they were blocking instead of trying to go get the ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that was interference. So they didn't get the ball, and Fossil Ridge got 15 yards to boot.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had an interesting weekend of football.
That one takes the big bounce. Nice job. Stribling catches it, goes straight down.
And that's probably your football game, folks.
Yeah, just in the decision whether or not they want to take a timeout.
Only got 1 left.
Like I say, it's just, do you want to see 2 snaps for 1? But either way, a very well-played game, both sides. And Poudre just made a couple things happen. Their offensive line really took all the J.T. Erickson as expected, thriving behind the blocking, making great runs downfield, and had another stellar day. McFadden threw the ball really well in the second half too, Randy. So just a good win.
Well, he threw it when he had to, and they're not going to call a timeout. He threw it when they need it most, and to Zach Leal, we had talked about that. But let me say, folks, that is a huge win for Poudre football.
Yeah, it really was.
Because we've seen them over the last couple of 3 years have these strong starts, and then they kind of fizzle out toward the end of the year.
Yep, exactly.
So huge win against a quality opponent. Get their 5th win of the year. Probably need 7 to get in the playoffs. I think that's probably the magic number, and so they're still on their way. They've got opportunity.
It moves them to the middle of the conference, so they got a chance there. Like, all that does is just pull you forward. So a nice quality win here on a blustery day here at French Field.
So anyway, for Abby Block, David Haase, this is Randy McCoy. Our final score, 29-19, Poudre over Legend. We'll see you next week here on Streaming Sports.
Poudre School District High School Football, live on Stream It Sports Northern Colorado, has been brought to you by Schrader Oil. Fuel your day. By Pedersen Toyota in Fort Collins. Everything cars made easy. And by First Bank. Visit any of our convenient locations in Northern Colorado. First Bank, banking for good.